Today we had an audition and we recorded with Connor for the audio drama, which I should have, filmed a little bit of, considering Connor's the only person who hasn't been on the video yet, but I didn't because I got caught up in the moment. I forgot about recording things. It's happened to me a few times lately. And then I watched more American Horror Story Roanoke and the first episode of a show called Hilda with Meg and Amanda. Could have also recorded that and had live thoughts, but I didn't. And today I worked. Work was busy, but fun. I enjoyed my job. It's not the same level of enjoyment that I had with Universal being a tour guide, but my new job, I have a lot of tasks and I feel accomplished when I finish them, and so that's really nice. And I also have people that interact and tell me that I'm doing a good job, and I also appreciate that. I've also been on Twitter a lot talking about podcast audio dramas. I'm going to do vlogs about my favorites. That's definitely something I'm going to start doing. There's this thing called Audio Drama Sunday, where on Twitter you tweet about the audio dramas in the podcast world that you love, and I'm also going to try and make some videos on Sundays about them, on Sundays that I'm not doing other stuff, to just sort of fill in and talk about the awesome podcasts. But I've been spending a lot of time on Twitter because of that, and that has definitely been interesting. I was on Twitter a lot back in the day, like early days of Twitter, and I tweeted all the time and I talked to all of my friends on Twitter. And then Twitter and I stopped talking for literal years, and I recently got back into it, and a lot has changed. One of the big things that I noticed is that it's pretty common now for your Twitter profile picture to be a celebrity, which is weird. Because now when I look at viral tweets or any tweet that has a lot of replies and conversation, which sometimes I'm interested in looking at that because it's interesting to see the wide variety of opinions on the internet. And as somebody who's really not easily offended, it is fascinating from a social interaction level to watch that all play out. But it's also very confusing when it's like 6 different photos of Taylor Swift all talking to each other. It's like the music video where she's all of her personalities and they're all conversing. And it's just confusing, and I don't understand why people are using someone else's photo as their Twitter icon. I can understand maybe using art or like an abstract shape or a little cartoon, but why is it another real person? And are you trying to be Taylor Swift, or you just like her so much so you want her picture to be your profile, which I think is strange, but your description very clearly states that you're not Taylor Swift. Well, I mean, it doesn't state that you're not Taylor Swift, but it has a description of you, and you're clearly not Taylor Swift. So it's something that I just don't understand at all. If you are on Twitter and you are one of those people who has a celebrity as your picture, please tell me why. I'm actually really curious about it. I don't necessarily feel that I can ask any of those people, but I might, because sometimes I just like to get on Twitter and ask Twitter questions. That's one thing that Twitter is great at. Twitter is great at delivering responses to open-ended questions. For example, I asked Twitter what podcast I should listen to after I finished the one that I liked a lot, and hundreds of people responded. And when I get ready for NaNoWriMo at the end of October, I always ask Twitter what I should write about, and a bunch of people respond. And that's the one difference between Twitter and Facebook, is that you reach a wide audience if your tweets are public in a way that you don't on Facebook. And that's both good and bad. It balances itself out. It's great because they get a lot of responses. It's bad because if you're the type of person who can get varied myriads of responses, you'll get really good ones and not so good ones, which I think is kind of a bummer. Everyone says that the trolls are strongest on Twitter. I don't have a lot of experience with that. Trolls don't tend to hang out in my life. I live in that like perfect popularity level for me, which is the area where I can talk to people and they know who I am because I talk to them enough, but no one else cares. it's beautiful. Everyone should hang out at that level. And also you should be positive, because if you don't have anything nice to say, it's really easy to just be silent instead of mean. Anyway, that's my rambling about my re-entry into Twitter. I'm sure this was the most exciting video that you've ever seen. I'll see you tomorrow.